Today we will be reading The Darkest Dark by Chris Hadfield. Chris was an astronaut, an important, very busy astronaut. When it was time to take a bath, he told his mother, "I'd love to, but I'm saving the planet from aliens." Do you see Chris's spaceship that he made out of cardboard? And his dog has alien antlers? When it was time to get out of the bath and go to bed, he told his father politely, because astronauts are always polite, "Sorry, no can do. I'm on my way to Mars." An astronaut's work is never done, so astronauts do not like to sleep. But their parents do. "You're a big boy now," said Chris's father. "You have to sleep in your own bed." And Chris tried. He really did. But his room was dark. Very, very dark. The kind of dark that attracts the worst sort of aliens. Do you see the alien shadows coming out of the dark? Keeping Chris from sleeping? But his parents meant it. Chris was going to sleep in his own bed tonight. His mom and dad checked under his bed and in the closet and even his underwear drawer. They declared the room 100% alien free. They tucked Chris in. They turned on the nightlight. They even gave him a special bell to ring if he was nervous. Clang, 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 clang. They took away the bell. And then his father said something that worried Chris even more than the dark did. "One more peep, young man, and I'm afraid we'll be all too tired to go next door tomorrow." But tomorrow would be a special day, a very special day. Chris had to go next door tomorrow. His life pretty much depended on it. So Chris stayed in his own bed without a peep. It took a long time to fall asleep, but when he did, he had his favorite dream. He flew his spaceship all the way to the moon. Do you see? So see, this is our planet Earth, and this is the moon. And Chris took his spaceship and his sidekick dog, and they flew to the moon together. The next day seemed to last forever. But finally, when the moon was shining over the lake and the summer wind was ruffling the leaves of the trees, Chris ran next door. Do we see anything suspicious in this picture? Some aliens peeking out? The house was already full of people, all gathered around the TV, the only TV on the whole island. Chris found a spot where he could see through the crowd, and what he saw was astronauts, real live astronauts on the actual faraway moon. They were wearing puffy white suits and jumping for joy, jumping so high because there was so much less gravity there. Do you see the astronauts on TV? The grown-ups huddled around the TV were amazed. Their whole lives long, they'd never expected to see this sight. Even Chris, who had been to the moon just the night before, was amazed. He'd never really noticed how dark it was there. Outer space was the darkest dark ever. So do you see here? Now we have the real live astronauts on the moon. See how they're looking up at the moon? That night, Chris did a little experiment. He turned off all the lights in his room, even the nightlight. It was still dark, very, very dark. There were still shadows that looked a little, well, alien. Nothing had changed, but Chris had changed. So you see how there's still some aliens lurking around his room. He'd seen that the darkest of the universe was so much bigger and deeper than the darkest in his room, but he was not afraid. He wanted to explore every corner of the night sky. For the first time, Chris could see the power and mystery and velvety black beauty of the dark. And he realized you're never really alone there. Your dreams are always with you, just waiting. Big dreams about the kind of person you want to be. Wonderful dreams about the life you will live. Dreams that can actually come true. So here we are. This is Chris as a grown-up astronaut. So today we introduced a lot of new words like astronaut, Mars, spaceship, moon, and we were able to relate them back to their images. And the more you introduce new words, the easier it will be to read when you start reading on your own. So you see that we had the cardboard spaceship, and then as Chris goes on and he sees the real life astronauts, we see the real spaceship. Let me get to the real spaceship. The end.